Okay, cutting the intro short because this is actually a match that I had against someone who challenged me on Skype, and this is the 63 turn video, that 63 turn battle that I said that I was gonna upload. Anyway, yeah, standard OU match. I'm gonna go straight into it. You may see the double figures, but hopefully that shouldn't deter you from watching it unless you like to see how this match actually turned out. Anyway, gonna lead off with Victini. He's gonna lead off with Dragonite. I am gonna go straight for the U-turn because, you know, just to break his multi-scale, and Victini can't really hit Dragonite hard out of Zen Headbutt, which could be not really good because seeing as Victini isn't exactly the best physical defensive Pokemon, unlike Suicune, which I've just brought out. He goes for the Dragon Dance, not really scared because my Suicune can take physical hits fairly well. And should he go straight for the Outrage or Dragon Claw, then that's fine, I can just go for Ice Beam. But he decides to go for the Roost, you know, just to get his multi-scale up. That's fine with me. I think I can just stay in all day and hit him with a 4 times super effective Ice Beam. At some point, he's going to have to attack because if he doesn't, he's going to risk freezing. So he's gonna go straight for the Outrage, and +1 Outrage does a fairly good amount, but you know, judging by the damage, it didn't do that much. Or maybe Suicune is just such I can't speak. Maybe Suicune is just such a beast. Anyway, since he's locked into Outrage, I am gonna go switch into my Emo form or my Feral form. Emo. Anyway, you know, just switch into a Steel type resist with the ability Iron Barbs just to rack up some residual damage and to, you know, just rack up more residual damage due to ability. And what am I saying? I've said that twice, I think. Anyway, he has the Lumberry. He's going to snap out of Confusion, which is bad because I was hoping he would have something else. However, he switches out. That's good for me because now I can proceed to let my rocks, if I remember correctly. Yep, I do set up my rocks. Don't know why I wouldn't otherwise. So he goes into Gengar. Not sure if he packs the Focus Blast. Most general Gengars do, and you know, if he does, since I'm EV to special defense, hopefully I can live it. But he packs the Hidden Power Fire. I'm like, dude, seriously. And on top of all that, he hits me in one shot. So that just screwed up my momentum right there. So knowing that he's life orb, I'm gonna go into my Scarf Victini. Gonna threaten him out with the V-Create or Zen Headbutt. He goes into Gliscor, being his physical wall, takes a bit of Stealth damage, and yeah, I'm just gonna go straight for the Stab V-Create, base 180 power. Stab is 270, it's overkill. So it's gonna do a fairly good amount, does it around about half, and seeing as he hasn't got his Poison Orb activated at this turn, he isn't gonna be recovering health this turn, which is great because that means I can go for a 2-shot. And he probably didn't bother going for the Protect because he realized that would happen. So gonna go for a second V-Create, and that is going to 2-shot the Gliscor. Where's your defense now, bitch? Anyway, yeah, Gliscor goes down, and now I'm at -2. Well, fear to clear -1 because I'm Choice Scarfed, but -2 due to game stats. Anyway, he goes into his other wall. Not really sure if it's physically defensive or special defensive. Either way, it resists my V-Create. I'm gonna have to switch out. Go into my Reuniclus. This is a Trickrim Reuniclus, hence the different nickname, and a set that was recommended to me by King Daddy D Mac. I can't say his name properly. But yeah, this worked a bit, but you know, I'm kind of not really wanting to go on the offensive kind of set because I am generally a, well, I am an offensive player, but I prefer the defensive version. Now, what I should have done here is go for the Focus Blast, but instead I switch out like an idiot, going to my Conkeldurr, and he goes for the Dragon Tail, which reveals his set. And now I'm brought out to a Pokemon that doesn't have a super effective move to hit it with. At best, I can stay in, go for the Burn or the Freeze if I would, but I just prefer to go for the Stab, Scald, and hopefully get a Burn, which I do on the first turn. And at this point, I'm thinking, yes, he's crippled, which means I'm able to take this Scrag on pretty well. So, gonna directly switch back into my Debo after that turn. He goes for Bulk Up, so he's now at +2 attack and +2 defense, although the Burn's gonna cut his attack in half. So, he's about a +1, if not +0. So I decided to go for a Bulk Up of my own, which is kind of stupid here because he does pack the Dragon Tail and he's obviously going to use it. So that faces me out, goes into my Victini, and Victini, well, seeing as the Trickrim is off, I can stay in, go for the V-Create, hopefully try and kill it, and here I don't kill it. I'm not sure if that's min or max damage. I'm probably going to blow my horn and say that's min. Anyway, he packs the rest, which is what I was kind of fearing, and I didn't want that to happen. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents here. So gonna have to switch out, and I'm gonna speed this bit up a bit. I think this video has been sped up, judging by my video stream. So he goes for Dragon Tails, which is bad. Brings me into Conqueror, which is good because I have a type advantage against him. However, he has a few bulk ups off his sleeve, and he has rest. So kind of, you know, it's just what happens when you do a stupid move and it just drags out the match by times 100. When I could have simply done a focus blast on this guy, I've ended up switching out, and this is what happens really. This is just a prime example of when you should do something on the spot, and if you don't, it's gonna drag out. So anyway, he has the chopper berry, which is not good, but at least he doesn't have leftovers, so he won't be recovering that much health. However, because of his bulk ups, he is doing a lot of damage to me, and this is not very good because once Scrafty gets enough bulk ups, Drain Punch from Conqueror won't even scare it. It's just, you know, he'll just take it like a boss. So knowing that Conqueror is not going to win this losing match, I'm going to have to go into my Latios. Hopefully not to get hit by the Dragon Tail. And at this point, you know, he isn't going to switch out because he's boosted a lot. And Draco maybe won't do very much in the long run, so I have to cripple the thing on the spot. So I trick him my Choice Scarf, which is good. He is locked into Dragon Tail, so he won't be resting or recovering or bulking up any further. He does take me out, but that's the price I have to pay for my stupidness. So, gonna go into my Reuniclus, hopefully just to go for the Focus Blast, but what I did here was another stupid thing. I went for the Trick Room, and Trick Room has more negative priority than Dragon Tail. So, I ended up letting him face me for no reason. So, I'm going to speed this bit up even further. He brings me into my Reuniclus. I go for the Focus Blast now, and I miss. However, he misses his Dragon Tail, which is great because now I can go for a Focus Blast on my own again, and I hit. So thank God that thing is out. And then he brings in his Dragonite and dies to rock, so I don't know what the hell was that about. Anyway, he goes into his Quaxar, and this thing annoyed the hell out of me. I don't know why this thing caused such a problem. Anyway, gonna go for a Trick Room. He does have the Unaware ability, which is why he has Swagger, because it wouldn't make sense otherwise. So that's just basically like a Confuse Ray kind of thing for him. It's like an improvised Confuse Ray, if you will. So, gonna go for some Psychics. Judging by the damage, it looks like it's Sassy Nature, because I'm Modest Max Special Attack with Life Orb, and I'm doing nothing. So that's definitely Careful or Sassy. Careful or Sassy, whichever one comes first. But you know, judging by say, I'll just Careful. Whichever. It's a special defense boost in nature. That's the point of it. Anyway, realizing that my Psychics do nothing, and I realize at this point he has Unaware, I can safely go for Scolds, knowing that he hasn't got the Water Absorb ability. Hopefully get a burn, and I don't. He goes for the Toxic. Not really. I don't really mind because I do have the rest. I have the rest variation of the Calm Mind Suicune from 4th gen. So I do get confused here, which is kind of bad because if I attack myself, I won't be able to rest anymore. So I have to find myself switching out a lot. So gonna go into Conqueror, go for the bulk up. Not really sure why I did that because he has Unaware. However, actually, does he have Unaware? I'm not really sure. I don't know. He doesn't have Unaware. So I mean, he does have Unaware. What am I saying? Don't know why I bugged up there. Anyway, I'm Toxic. I'm Poison. Actually, I think Guts, you know, counts for an extra attack boost against an Unaware Quagstar, because Guts isn't actually a stat boosting like Swords Dance. It's actually a nature induced stat boost. So I think it goes through Guts I think Guts goes through Unaware like that. So I have to get Suicune in safely without having to get hit by Swagger. I do manage to rest up, which means I'm able to get full health, remove the Toxic, and yeah, I can now go for some Ice Beams. Hopefully try and freeze him, because that's what I'm trying to do. Burning him may not be a good idea, because if he gets burnt, that means I can't freeze him, and this Quagsire is annoying the fuck out of me, so I have to freeze him. You know, I need the hacks, really. It's just so annoying. So regardless of the pitiful damage that Suicune's doing, the point here is just to freeze it. Gonna go for multiple Ice Beams as he puts me in a Toxic Confusion state. He can't stockpile anymore because stockpile can only stockpile 3 times. I'm going to have to switch out because the toxic damage is racking up. Going to my Nucleus, I don't have recover on this thing, which is kind of bad because that means I could have probably stalled it out. Which means I have to find myself switching out and in between Nucleus and Suicune just to, you know, PP stall him at this point because, you know, it's just that kind of battle really. So, yeah, just gonna go into Victini at this point. He goes for a V-create. No, what am I saying? V-create Victini. You know, second nature kind of thing. When you see Victini, you just say V-create out of the blue for no reason. So, anyway, I have to switch into my Suicune at this point. I think switching out in between Victini and Suicune, you know, because of Tox. I'm not really sure what I'm saying or what's happening. All that I know is that I was switching in between various Pokemon at this point. So, gonna go for the rest because I don't want Suicune to die just yet. Even though he's pretty much useless, I still might want him at full health and hopefully wake up at a certain time later on. He goes into his Porygon 2 and he reveals that he's a Charge Beam kind of set, which, you know, overall his team is fairly defensive and stalling. All that. I hate stall really, it's just quite annoying. So, gonna go into Victini, take that Charge Beam very well because Porygon 2 isn't exactly EV. Porygon 2 hasn't got the best of special attack, which is what I meant to say. So, go for a V-Create, does around half, which is kind of good considering how Porygon 2, you know, big defenses, EV Light, all that good stuff. However, because of V-Create, my speed is dropping, which means I'm getting slower than his Porygon 2, even though his Porygon 2 has an abysmal speed stat. My V-Create speed drops and the paralysis is making me dirt slow. So, gonna have to switch out after realizing that my V-Creates aren't going to do very much. Plus, the special defenses drop is going to cause me to take Charge Beam even worse. So, you know, that's even more of a reason to switch. Gonna go into Conkeldurr. I do predict the switch here because the switch is obvious. Go for the Stone Edge, hit my mark. Thank God, if I hadn't hit, that would have been very problematic. So, take out the Gengar, which is good because now he only has 2 Pokemon left, which is the Quagsire. Gonna go for a Drain Punch because I want some health back, and yeah, that does a reasonable amount because he hasn't got any stockpile boost anymore. So, he tries to go for a stockpile now just to get his defenses back up. Hopefully I can take him out again without him having to get up so many stockpiles that will probably cause another stall war scenario. Go for another Drain Punch. I think I get maximum damage on this thing. Either way, I'm glad I take it out. So now he only has his Porygon 2 left and I can just pretty much go for a Drain Punch with the Guts boost, and judging by the health, I think I'll take him out in this turn. Not really sure. He goes for Ice Beam. I can take that very well because Porygon 2 hasn't got great special attack. Go for a Drain Punch, super effective, boosted, stab, guts, and he lives with a smidgen. However, I do recover enough health to withstand this Toxic. Go for Mug Punch, easy priority kill, and that will be the game. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this match. Comment, rate, subscribe, do your stuff, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.